Yes.
All right. People can see and hear us.
So anyway, yeah, this week I've been doing this diet, man. It's got me crapping like a champ.
I'm concerned about crapping like a champ implies there's some kind of crapping championship that you could enter.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Probably.
literally what crapping like a champ means, Johnny.
Mhm.
There has to be.
Right. It's America, Jack.
Like, why are we even on this earth if there isn't?
Yeah.
Like, what's
It's
the
America,
point?
land of the free, home of the champion crappers.
Yeah. Home of the solid peas.
Solid piece. After the show, can you please look into a poop
Episode
contest?
Oh, yeah. Represent.
Oh, thank God I was able to swallow it and I didn't spit it out, but Jesus Christ.
That's what she said.
David's dead.
It's good.
He's ready to start the show.
Let's see. Oh, I made the mistake of I already pulled up my soundboard. Forgot to tag at everyone in the Discord. Can somebody handle that real
I'm on
quick?
it, baby.
All right.
Oh wait, no, I shouldn't at everyone. One of the people that people like at somebody. David, at everybody. I can't add everybody, they'll ignore it. I should probably stop, I don't know, abusing people.
Let's see. Who is ready to start the show?
That would be me.
Jesse's ready. John's ready. David, you ready?
Yes.
All right. 5.
Wait. Yes, I'm ready.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to Game That Tune.
Yeah, what's going on, everybody? It's Game That Tune back in the house once again. It's your boy, John Harrington here. We got John Regan with us. Say hey.
Hey.
We got Jesse Moore. Say hey.
Hey.
And we got the king of the show, David Fleming. Say hey.
Hey.
Hell yeah, guys. Welcome back. It's Game That Tune. And like I said, we are once again in the house. This is episode 328 of Game That Tune. And my goodness, guys, we are going to have a fantastic show coming up tonight. It's going to be a really good one. What we're going to do is listen to some video game tunes. We've each brought 3 songs from a game. We're going to try and guess each other's games based on the songs with a little bit of trivia. We are going to goof off and have a lot of fun. And the winner at the end of the night picks the theme for our next episode and plays some bonus tunes. And our winner last week was the fantastic Jesse Moore. And Jesse is going to tell us what the theme is for tonight's episode.
I picked a theme that was either 2 themes, if you will. Theme 1 was games with lots of reading in them. And there's a lot of games that span that, a lot of RPGs, visual, those weird detective games and,
pretty much any game with a story that predates voice acting.
Yeah, anything before PlayStation 2, basically.
Yeah.
So, and then also games that look old. And it's, it could be games that are legitimately old or just games that look old or, it's very up to debate as usual on Game That Tune. So,
Wait, so we were counting old games as looking old?
Yeah.
Well, they look old, don't they? Like if I say, hey, does this Mega Man game look old? You'd be like, yeah, that came out in fucking 89. And I'd be like, yeah, of course it's old.
Yeah.
God damn, I should have chosen a Game Boy game instead.
Yeah, it's really not complicated, David. It was a very easy theme.
Game Boy games look really old, David.
Yeah.
Especially
with the moving of the goalposts of the the line of what is old. I mean, hell, it's what are we calling old these days, guys? It's
Am I?
I don't know.
Am I old?
Yes.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yes, you were.
As
Yeah.
as the youngest person here, I can comfortably say we are all old.
Yes, we are. So that's right. On this episode, we are going to be giving our listeners a deluge of the most eloquent and elaborate video games that require a profuse amount of reading. In addition to those that are crafted with, let's say, an intentionally old-fashioned aesthetic. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to embark on a journey through the labyrinthian depths of the gaming universe, wherein the concept of gameplay is intertwined with a literary experience like no other. So brace yourselves, for we shall plunge into the netherworld of digital escapism, wherein the narrative and the plot will undoubtedly captivate your intellect and your imagination alike. In this particular episode, we'll delve into the nitty-gritty details of the games that not only require a significant amount of reading, but will also flaunt the graphics that harken back to an era long gone by. In this time where technological advancements were nascent and not quite as pronounced as they are today, games with low-resolution graphics and an antiquated appeal were prevalent, and yet they still managed to enrapture gamers with their immersive and engaging gameplay. From text-based adventures that will pique your interest and test your wits to low-resolution RPGs that transport you to a fantastical realm of epic proportion, we're covering it all, guys. So put on your thinking caps and settle in for a thought-provoking and nostalgic trip down memory lane. With that said, we urge you to prepare yourselves for an auditory journey of epic proportions, one that will challenge your mental faculties and awaken your love for gaming in all its antiquated glory. Let's get ready to embark on a journey through time and space to a world where words and pixels converge into an experience that will truly leave you in awe. Did you get all that?
Game 1.
All right, so one weapon in this game, the Eye of the Beholster, has a unique feature. Rather than prompting the player to reload, it prompts the player to behold. All right, who's got some answers?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Well, trivia was not hard, I don't think, but we'll see. All right, so Jesse says the Iliad 64, which is pretty close. John and David have the correct answer of Enter the Gungeon.
Before we get into this game, I just want a very quick tangent. Considering the fact that the Iliad is mostly concerned with like the Battle of Troy and the Trojan horse and everything, I'd play the fuck out of an N64 version of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I would love
Yeah.
part of the game where you build the Trojan horse and all that. That'd be pretty sweet.
A Trojan horse building game.
Yeah,
With N64 graphics. Oh,
Design this
God.
horse. What goes inside?
it's basically a Kerbal Space Program, but it's a Trojan horse.
I was gonna say it's kind of like Minecraft, but you can only make horses.
Mm-hmm.
I built this giant horse. What do we put inside of it? Don't worry about that now. Just accept the horse.
So
So this is not that then.
no, this is Enter the Gungeon, a roguelike.
Is it possible to enter the Gungeon via a Trojan horse?
I mean, they still make updates to the game, so I think you could write to the developers and ask nicely,
Yeah,
and
trick
they'll probably
leaders of the Gungeon to letting you in.
tell you no, but you could still ask and see what happens. So yeah, Enter the Gungeon. I really like the overall concept. So it's a bullet hell roguelike, where you pick a character, and the goal is to get to the bottom of the gungeon to find a gun that can kill the past. Each character has some horrible mistake they've made in their past, and they want to kill their own past with the gun.
Hmm.
But
you have
according to Back to the Future, that would then erase them from existence.
yeah, this isn't following Back to
Oh,
the
right,
Future
right.
time travel rules. This is following Enter the Gungeon. You can shoot time rules. You can kill the
okay.
past.
And that also confuses me because you're talking about like the gun kills time, but they're trying to stop themselves from making a past mistake. So are they killing time, or are they like opening a portal in time and killing their previous self?
Don't think about it too hard, David.
Yeah,
No, I'm
sounds-
going to.
No, you shouldn't.
David,
Sounds-
the enemies are all forms of bullets that shoot at you. Everything
Well,
is
yeah, it's a
guns.
bullet hell.
No. I mean, the enemies are literal bullets that walk around and shoot you with their own guns. It's amazing. One of the final bosses, the dragon, is a dragon made of guns. Like it's really ridiculous.
I'm into that.
So it's America.
Yeah, it's America the game.
Right. Jeez.
Now, is it like a giant gun shaped like a dragon, or a dragon like literally pieced together by guns?
Yeah, no, it looks like a pile of guns in the shape of a dragon.
In the shape of a dragon? Okay, that's
like
pretty
Devastator
awesome.
from Transformers, but it's guns and it's a dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. And it sucks. Even in spite of everything, living in this country of a bullet hell, that many guns turned into a dragon sounds pretty goddamn cool.
Yeah.
Like no denying it. That's there's something undeniable about a dragon made of guns.
So yeah,
probably because the fantasy element of it, rather than the horrifying reality parts of it. But yeah.
I think it's definitely the fantasy element of it. Like if it was a bunch of guns that formed an elephant, that wouldn't be nearly as cool.
Right.
Because really anything forming a dragon would be cool. Like, could you imagine like a dragon made of like fried chicken? That'd still be pretty badass.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
it would.
Dragon made of mayo.
Yeah, there you go.
no, that's way less badass. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Yeah.
Still badass.
Mayonnaise.
Still a dragon.
No, I'm not sure about that.
Do you defeat it by just putting it between a couple slices of bread and throwing
Right,
some
yeah.
meat in there?
Well, see, here's my thing. Like,
Show
how
it some
cool is
turkey breast.
mayonnaise? Not very cool. How cool is mayonnaise in the shape of a dragon? Okay, now we're getting somewhere.
It's cool.
Do you have to whip it?
If
Would you defeat the dragon by
That would
putting
be
it?
a miracle.
Would you be? Thanks, Jesse. For
Hell,
finishing the
man.
joke.
Man, David, if you weren't king, you would definitely be a duke.
According to the mayonnaise advertising council, would you defeat the mayonnaise dragon by just putting it on a bunch of inappropriate food items? Like, have you seen those ads where they're putting mayonnaise on things like it's the miracle fucking food product? Tell me I'm not the only one that's seen these mayonnaise commercials.
I have not seen this.
I'm
Oh my
sadly
God.
not subscribed to the mayonnaise council.
It's the worst ad ever. It's like people are like struggling on what to make for dinner or whatever, and they look in the fridge, it's like, oh, I've got mayonnaise, so that's a start. And it's like the first one they like smear mayonnaise on some bread and make a nice sandwich. I'm like, all right, I'm following you. But then like somebody's like, oh, I've got leftover fajitas, throw a dollop of mayonnaise on it. Like,
it's not the worst.
yes, it is. Who the fuck puts mayonnaise on fajitas?
I mean, I don't, but
Yeah.
but if like it's
Madness.
if you were on a desert island, for,
And then like somebody was
years-
doing, they were like stirring up a nice like a pasta, like a pesto pasta with some veggies and shit, and then they fucking dollop it with mayonnaise. I'm like, what is this fucking insanity I'm seeing? Like,
Really, it's just an egg and olive oil, and you put olive oil on pasta.
not always, but
And also not eggs.
yeah, exactly. Like it's mayonnaise. It's not oil. It's no.
No, I think
all
I
wrong,
think
man.
Jesse's onto something. You're just making a pesto carbonara at that point when you had
Yeah,
mayonnaise in the mix.
it's not that big of a deal. Like you're
Big mayonnaise got to you guys too. Huh?
no, like
I'm just
you said,
imagining
it was
the
gonna
end
be
of the
weird.
commercial being somebody with like those Tostitos scoops, just scooping mayonnaise and eating it.
Yeah,
Like-
exactly.
Like you said, weird foods, and I was expecting it was like, oh, this guy put mayonnaise on his Pop Tarts, or oh, instead of using milk, use mayonnaise for your cereal. I thought
I
it's
just
like
don't think mayonnaise does to leftovers what mayonnaise wants you to think happens to leftovers. Like, who the fuck like pulls out some fajitas and throws mayonnaise on them? And it's like, all right, that's dinner. Like, it's
All right,
fine.
that's it. John, for your birthday, I'm sending you a dozen cupcakes iced with mayonnaise.
Yes.
oh no, that sounds awful.
Yeah. At least then you get the prank aspect to it. Yeah. If you take me out for my birthday to a Mexican restaurant, you order me fajitas, then you just dump a jar of mayonnaise on top of it. We're just gonna fight. Like,
God.
anyway,
A Twinkie full of mayonnaise.
you see what you did, David? You brought up the worst dragons.
I mean, I feel like there are worse dragons than the mayo dragon.
No.
Name one.
I mean,
Yeah.
a dragon made out of dog shit. Not
Nah.
very good.
You can leave that on somebody's
makes
porch.
That's kind of funny, at least.
It's vile and villainous.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I feel like the way you defeat the mayonnaise dragon is you just leave it in the sun and turn it into special sauce.
Or
That's all you gotta do.
use a blue plate on it.
Yeah. Anyway, let's Johnny, this is your fucking game.
Yeah.
You could
Continue.
have stopped us at literally any time.
Well, no, he wasn't going to get me off my mayonnaise box.
So this is like I said, bullet hell roguelike. It's a lot of fun. As you know, I love roguelikes. I love having games with that sort of replay value of it just always being different and me not having to memorize a whole lot of like areas, you know. The enemies are hysterical. Like I said, they're all various kinds of like bullets or technically cartridges, whatever, but you know what I mean. And the fun bosses, fun secret areas. Everything is guns. Like your currency is bullets. Like you collect bullets and trade them in at the shop to buy things. So like everything is guns or bullets in this game. It's kind of ridiculous, and I really like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm kind of with you, except for the whole being a roguelike and being a bullet hell. Like, no, neither of those sound good to me.
Yeah, this game's been on my radar for a long time, but I have not yet bought or played it, mainly because I was like, bullet hell. Well, I had fun with like Ikaruga, and then I got to roguelikes. Like, no.
This is truly one of those games where I am fine to watch somebody who's very good at it play it on something like Twitch. And it's like, wow, yeah, that's really impressive. And I can tell that that's impressive. Good for them for being very good at this game. I don't want to play that at all. Like, I appreciate the humor and the funniness of, of everything being bullets and it being, just totally crazy gun themed and wacky. But like, man, the playing of this game sounds unappealing to me. That's my personal, that's what I was trying to circle back to all that time. Before we start talking about mayonnaise, it's like, wait, no, there's something I hate worse than mayonnaise: bullet hells. Like, oh no.
They do have a sequel that looks interesting, a bullet hell platform game called Exit the Gungeon. That's a sequel where you're trying to get out of the gungeon via platforming.
Huh.
Well, like everyone is just shooting at you constantly?
I believe so. I didn't look too much into the Exit the Dungeon, to be honest, but if the roguelike part isn't your cup of tea, maybe a platformer would be more up your alley. A bullet hell platformer.
I can see that working because at that point it's just pattern recognition platforming. But if it's a fucking roguelike platforming game, like if the platforms are in different places and you can't really memorize like where you need to kind of get your momentum and where you need to stop, I can see that being really frustrating as well.
God, could you imagine a platformer where it just generates like a mile-long gap you can't jump over?
Oh, wait, guys, I think Exit the Gungeon is also a roguelike. It's
God damn it, Johnny.
This is the platformer instead. Well,
what do you know?
Okay, I'm going to go back to my other point. Can you imagine playing a platformer where it just procedurally generates a mile-long gap you can't jump across?
I mean, I don't know. Are there bullets in the gap?
The gap is actually bullets. It's not a gap at all. It's all bullets.
Right. You got to know how to...
Instead of saying mind the gap, they say mind the gap.
No, it still sounds like something I hate. But, no, I don't know. I got nothing really bad to say about Into the Gungeon, but it's not my cup of tea. It's, super not my cup of tea.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's a neat idea, neat game. I can't wait to actually play it.
Game 2.
Wait.
All right, guys. So the titular character of this game was 57 years old at the time of the game's 1993 release. All right. Hope you guys are feeling great. Okay. Jesse says Super Oliver Twist. Sadly incorrect. Johnny says 1010 the game. Also sadly incorrect. David says Baby Boomer Golf Simulator. He's very, very close, but sadly incorrect. No, David, this is more specific than Baby Boomer Golf Simulator. This is a celebrity endorsed game for the Sega Genesis. This is Chi-Chi's Pro Challenge Golf.
Oh, fuck you. I'm close enough.
No, you're not. You fucking got to say the name of the golfer to get the fucking point on this show, baby. It could have been Lee Trevino's Fighting Golf, but no, it's Chi-Chi Rodriguez's Pro Challenge Golf. And man, oh man, what a game!
I haven't heard that name in a long time.
I miss Chi-Chi Rodriguez. I looked it up prior to the show. Still alive.
Oh, good.
I was about to say RIP. We miss you every day.
87 years old.
Is he still playing on the Champions Tour?
He is. God, he's the top money earner on the tour. He's got 16 straight wins. It's crazy. No, he's not. But Chi-Chi Rodriguez is cool, and so is Chi-Chi's Pro Challenge Golf on the Genesis. Because Chi-Chi Rodriguez, being a 57-year-old titular character of a video game, I would say one of the older titular characters in video games at the time of this game's release.
But does he look old?
Yes.
Okay.
Look at the cover of the game and tell me that man doesn't look all of 57.
How old was it Tony Lasorda?
Tommy Lasorda.
Tommy Lasorda. How old was
pretty
he?
fucking old, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody's gonna have to look up when Tommy Lasorda baseball came out and how old Tommy Lasorda is or was. Rest in peace. Because I say he's old. I've realized I've got a bad barometer for how old fucking people were ages ago. Like Tommy Lasorda could have been in his fucking 40s. He just looked like a dude who spent his whole life in the sun coaching a baseball team. By my assessment, he was always at least in his mid-60s. I don't know. Chi-Chi Rodriguez, perfectly fine looking little Puerto Rican guy.
What I like about this game is this game came out like he had been on the senior tour for like 8 years at this point. Like
he 57. 50 fucking 7, John.
I feel like that'd be like putting out like a golf game now and having oh crap, who's somebody who's been on the senior tour for a while?
VJ Singh's Pro Challenge.
Yes.
Yeah.
It'd be ridiculous.
Yeah. I would love it. Not mention that it's like a Legends golf game or whatever. No, it's VJ Singh. Like, yeah, everybody knows that hot fucking major championship winner VJ Singh, right? Like, yes. We'll buy that game. But yeah, no, it's really funny because all these games were back in the day like this, and like I said, Lee Trevino's Fighting Golf. They're just golf games that people made in Japan, and then they thought they would be marketed better with a celebrity over here in America. So throw Chi-Chi on it. I don't know. Good call. This one does have Chi-Chi's likeness in the game. You know, the game itself, it's not very awesome to play. It's kind of more in line with like modern golf games than you might expect. Like you're seeing your character from the back and you're kind of, shifting your view and your perspective, and like where you're looking on screen reflects that, and you got to compensate for the wind, and it's got a pretty simple power meter. It's not like the Mario Golf games where you got to go like out, back, and in again or whatever. It's just like, all right, try to hit it with X amount of power. Good. And yeah, you can play as Chi-Chi or a couple of other like nameless golfer guys. There's a couple of courses.
You can play as Chi-Chi or a couple other like nameless golfers. That reminds me of picking up Mario Golf. Like, why the fuck would I play as Charlie?
Yes.
No, I want to play as Luigi.
You've made a mistake. Putting Plum in this game.
You know what they should have done?
Yeah.
They should have put Chi-Chi into Mario Golf.
No shit. If there was just a little guy named Chi-Chi in Mario Golf, I would have known exactly who they were referring to, and I would have played as him even after unlocking the Mario characters. But yeah, and so the golf, like I don't remember what the official term is for hitting the ball from the tee or the fairway versus the green. But everything but
the stroke.
Everything but the putting in this game is actually pretty good. Shooting your ball, shooting your shot from the tee or from the fairway, it all kind of makes sense and is logical and pretty, like I said, kind of in line with modern games. It's once you get on the putting green, everything gets all fucked up and it's all wrong. Like they didn't really figure out how to putt. Like they couldn't really. It was on the Genesis, so there's no like sprite scaling, and the perspectives were all wrong. So it's like you're just up against like a fixed image of a green, and you're trying to putt towards a hole. And they give you like a little like dot indicator that you can like bend, and nothing makes sense. You try to hit a shot, you try to do it Lee Carvalho style. It's like, I suggest feather touch. You try to do like a little feather touch, you shoot it 10 yards past the fucking hole. It's like 10 yards. What the fuck?
It sounds
did I select power drive?
It sounds like they ignored the old wisdom of drive for show, putt for dough. They focused too much on the driving part of the game and really fucked up on the putting part of the game, which is where you make your money.
Because like the driving, it like like I said, it's you're aiming your shot, you're dealing with the wind. It even brings up a little window to show you like the trajectory of the shot, so you'll know if you're actually gonna like shoot over a tree, that kind of shit. But then the putting just fucking sucks. It's really too bad. Because I think Chi-Chi deserves a better golf game than this. It's unfortunate that he would lend his name to such a shoddy Genesis product. But I don't know, man. It's not like Chi-Chi Rodriguez ever again lended his name to some sort of shoddy product. David knows what I'm talking about, doesn't he?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
No, David, you don't remember? You don't remember what Chi-Chi Rodriguez used to be on TV hawking, like, in commercials in between fucking little bits of Comedy Central?
No.
You don't remember the Chi-Chi Rodriguez power wristbands?
No.
What those like balance wristbands, or is that something?
Yeah.
Oh my, no, that was him?
Yeah, Chi-Chi Rodriguez would sound like copper wristbands that would make you great at everything.
Oh, Chi-Chi, no.
Fuck yeah, good for him, man. I can't believe David's forgotten the glorious Chi-Chi Rodriguez and his fucking power wristbands.
Can we please add to the soundboard Johnny saying, "Oh, Chi-Chi, no."
Johnny's the one here who worked for the PGA Tour. He knows Chi-Chi personally. Oh. So it's really embarrassing for him to learn this, that Chi-Chi was a huckster at some point.
It kind of makes sense, man, because I can't tell you how many times Chi-Chi would come in and take the last cup of coffee and not brew a new pot. Like, it was such a dick move.
Well, that's the thing. He was wearing those copper wristbands. It gave him just unlimited big dick energy. So he just walk in with those copper bands on, drink all your coffee, throw the rest in your face. Like, what are you going to do?
Maybe that's why I don't remember those ads. I never needed that product.
Yeah, exactly. David literally has no need for a power wristband. But yeah, man, Chi-Chi's cool. This game, so the way it fits the theme, Chichi Rodriguez is old. The game looks old as fuck anyway. It meets the qualifications. There's 0 reading in the game. Like when you make a shot, it'll tell you if you land on the fairway or on the green. It'll give you like a nice like a cursive font. It's very vacation vibe. It's got a good fucking vibe. The tunes are good. Not long loops, but really good kind of golfing tunes. It picks up a little bit when you're putting, but like besides that, it's just like, oh yeah, this is 16-bit country club vibe. I like it. I'm impressed they let Chi-Chi in here. This is good. It's fun, man. If they could fix, seriously, I think somebody needs to go back and take every little bit of this and fix the putting, and then you got fucking like, Chi-Chi Power Challenge 2. I think it could be a really good fucking game. Like, there's plenty of these dumb little retro golf games happening right now. These golf stories and shit on Switch. People play old style golf games. Like,
That's more of an RPG.
yes, but it's based on they took Chi-Chi's Power Challenge and made it an RPG. Like,
here's my question. These kind of like old school retro golf games, they could never get the putting right. So why don't they just make a driving range game where you literally like it's golf without putting?
So the thing about a driving range, David, is that it never changes.
Yeah.
Right? Like when you play a golf game, each hole has a different part of the course you're on, and you're trying to go around
I think what David might be suggesting is like a top golf game, which, could theoretically be kind of fun. Like you just kind of aiming at like general targets, trying to, do closest to the pin type shit.
Yeah, little mini games kind of thing.
That would wear itself out as a game, like especially as a video game, pretty quickly. Like that would be worth less than the cost of a rental.
Now you know what
you did was try to drive into targets.
You know what I would like is my favorite feature of NFL Blitz is if you go for the point after touchdown, you just automatically get it, right? They could apply that concept to this. Once you get on the green, you just sink it with the next putt. It doesn't even make you do it.
Oh no, there should absolutely be a like within 3 feet of the hole tap in option for sure. Like, even you should make people do an approach shot, but then it's like, all right, yeah, fine, fuck it, we're done here. Like, you don't need to fuck this up. Yeah, I like it, man. I like the vibe. I like the look. I like Chi-Chi. Yeah, I thought, Johnny, when you said your favorite part of NFL Blitz was the automatic point after, I thought you were going to suggest a golf game in which everybody beats the shit out of each other.
Oh yeah, no, I would like a golf physical combat based golf roguelike where it's randomly generated courses.
So there's a game, I don't know if it exactly fits your specifications, but on the Atari 5200, there was a game called Ninja Golf. And so basically you were a ninja and you would drive the ball, and then you would go to where your ball was, but you would have to fight off ninjas to get to your ball. And so then it turns into a beat 'em up.
Okay.
And so then after you beat up the ninjas, you get to your ball and try to get it closer to the hole and stuff.
Right. Yeah, I think somewhere in between that and this is a really good game, man. If you could get Chi-Chi in there, like Chi-Chi's
Ninja Golf.
Chi-Chi Gaiden, then I think we got something. But also David, I'm deferring to you on this one. Did you play Mario Golf Super Rush?
That's the Switch one, right?
Yeah.
I did not.
Oh shit! Because I know they have the like run to your ball and hit it again thing, and I couldn't remember if you can actually like beat up your fellow golfers in that. It seems like Nintendo tried to take that approach, and I support it. Super Smash Golf.
I don't think you can like beat them up, but if you use like your special move to like run, you can kind of knock people out of the way.
Ah, okay.
But it's not like a fight.
Yeah, that game also has the utterly frustrating thing of if you hit your power shot and it like lands on the green, it'll knock other people's balls away. They did too much to Mario Golf. I'm not going to play that. But yeah, so a game in which you get to play as a famous golfer beating up ninjas and or his fellow golfers without resorting to trick shot cheapery. That is a game that I would like to play. Guys, we need to work on that. Johnny, do you still have your contacts to the PGA Tour?
Yes. I could.
Who can you get us in touch with?
I'll get us a licensing deal. I think I can get us probably Ricky Fowler. I could probably get him on board. Has he done anything recently?
I have no idea, Johnny.
Perfect.
Careful who you name. They might be playing in Saudi Arabia now.
I'm just gonna throw it out there in terms of like golfers that put their names on products. Can we get Arnold Palmer?
Ooh,
Yes, David, get the shovels.
I love Arnold Palmer. For a drink.
So thirsty now. Yeah, actually, I'm sorry. Before we go, let's just take it to the boozy route. Johnny, call John Daly. John Daly's GTT fucking beat 'em up challenge.
Shit, he's
That's
perfect. Oh my god.
Yes.
Or
American made.
Oh, you could customize his look with his loudmouth pants thing,
Yes.
Oh my god.
Cigarettes are your power ups. For your bonus shot, you get to hit a ball that's still moving and get disqualified from an event. It's good.
Game 3.
Love John Daly.
Okay. Sorry. Okay, so in this game, there are several bathrooms in the game where you can. Sorry, those freaking Jaeger boobs. So
But
God,
even this end.
fuck. Oh, it's like Pacific Rim. There,
Gotta
There's
drift those titties.
yeah.
Mako, let me see your titties.
Are your titties drift compatible?
Yeah.
Don't get that acid spit on your titties.
Yeah. So there are several bathrooms in this game where you can find gems. Some are found actually in the toilets. And in fact, there is one bathroom where you find an item that's needed for progress. And some bathrooms have enemies in them.
What is it like to be loved and so adored? If I could be just as good as you, I'll never have to wonder. I can be better than I've ever been before. I'll do what it takes, I know I can be number one. No matter what they say, I'll never lose my way. I'm so much stronger. If I don't win, then what does that make me?
1 minute.
Someone who's got nothing to show for. If I should lose and just be second best, I can't be good enough for you. I won't lose to you. Look at me now, it's showtime.
All right. This is our fan request, by the way. Let's see
Good.
those answers. Let's see. Johnny says John Daly's Jaeger challenge. That's incorrect. And David and John have the correct answer with Eichenfell. This came from the Discord and the Fediverse from Kerrigan. She requested this game because it has a very like pixely art style, and it's an action RPG, or no, actually, it's a turn-based tactical RPG. It's pretty cool. So there's a lot of reading, and it seems like a pretty neat game. I just watched some clips of it, and I didn't realize the music is done by the people who do Steven Universe music, which is pretty cool.
I was gonna say, listening to it, like it definitely has a universe vibe to it, especially because like, so a cool thing about Steven Universe was like every main character had their own instrument, and Steven's was specifically chiptune, so there was a lot of chiptune music in that show.
Oh, that's cool.
So listening to the soundtrack, I was like, this sounds like, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely some bops.
Yeah, it's real good. Let's see, there's something else so basically it's about like you go to this magic school and you're looking for your sister and stuff. It's got a very big focus on LGBTQ characters. So that's really neat.
That also tracks with the Steven Universe.
Yeah.
Yes.
On
brand so far.
It's a game that's been kind of on my radar for a while that I wish I have actually played, but I still have not gotten the chance. Let's see.
Damn, I was gonna ask you, because the more that I learn about this game, the more I want to play it, but there's one big word that's stopping me, which is tactical. And I
So-
wanted to see like how tactical is this game?
From the videos I watched, it's tactical in that you're like moving your characters like on like it looks like a side scrolly thing, and then there's like I'd say like a 3 by like 20 grid, and so like you just bounce around this little grid area, moving your characters around and attacking, and it's fairly simple. One thing you will like though, David, and a lot of other people, it's got the whole Mario and Luigi combat as far as you can whenever you attack, you can hit the button again right before you hit to do extra damage. If you're being attacked, you can hit the button right before you get attacked to take less damage. So it's got that cool little hook to it too. The battle animations look pretty cool, and like it's not like when they say tactical RPG, like I know you're thinking like this big giant map and like Fire Emblem and shit, but it's not like that. It's more akin to just a turn-based RPG where you get to move your character. How's that?
Okay, that's manageable.
Sounds playable, yeah.
Especially if there's like Mario RPG timing elements and queer things.
Oh yeah.
I'm very into this now.
I was going to say, you've said tactical RPG, but you haven't said strategy yet. I feel like once you try to bring strategy into it, then it gets complicated.
Yeah.
You know, you can move around and be an RPG all you want, but once I have to think about it, we've got a problem. I just want to choose commands out of a menu and do them.
But if I
seems like
choose
the basic
commands
gist.
out of a menu while also moving 3 feet to my left,
Yes.
that's okay.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I mean,
If you
David,
gotta-
yeah, I know you haven't played it, but like, you should think about Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's man, oh man, does it do that? Like the joy of moving just a little bit and doing a couple of actions and then choosing a command out of a menu. It's never felt or looked better.
Yeah, this game is neat. I
How
wish
does
I'd
this game
played it.
compare to Final Fantasy VII Remake?
Oh boy.
Yeah, 1A and 1B.
So Johnny,
I'm setting the bar high, man.
Johnny, come on.
Oh,
Johnny doesn't understand timing. That's why he's not a tactical RPG player.
hold on.
Space.
No, you fool.
All right. Johnny's got it.
Game 3.
Oh wait.
Oh wait, no, Jesse,
No!
thank the requester again.
Thank you, Kerrigan. And I read your write up on let's see, was it Club? Is it GameThatTune.club? It's a fancy social media system that Johnny created by himself.
I like how you say our social media thing with such confusion.
Well, I don't.
You're selling this product right now, Jesse.
I mean, it's a great product. Like,
Get-
don't
get-
get me wrong.
Get off Twitter. Get on the Fediverse at GameThatTune.club.
Yeah,
Yes.
fuck Twitter.
March Madness going on right now. Go vote.
Game
great.
4.
All right, so this sequel is essentially a remastered, remade version of the original game with enhancements, including greater roles for women and people of color.
Well,
All right, so who's got some answers? Jesse says War and Peace DS. Sadly incorrect. John Harrington says some edutainment shit. Close, but not close enough. John Regan has the correct answer. This is the Oregon Trail 2.
What?
Oregon
Hey, if
Trail
you're not going to
2.
give me Chi Rodriguez, I'm not giving you Oregon Trail 2.
Well, I'm not asking for the point. I forgot there was an Oregon Trail too.
Oh yeah, the second Oregon Trail.
Shut up.
So actually, this game was eventually like partially re-released in 2001 as the Oregon Trail 4th edition. Like they just kept making more versions of Oregon Trail, each one improving on the last. But I thought about old games. I thought about text-based games. I immediately jumped to the Oregon Trail, and Oregon Trail 2 was the soundtrack that I could find.
Yes.
So
wow.
that's what we're talking about.
Man, yeah, David. Wow, you should have mentioned that there was a version of this game released as part of the 25th anniversary celebration of the original game. The 25th anniversary edition of Oregon Trail 2 was released in 1996.
Yeah, I didn't realize that Oregon Trail was originally from the 70s.
Oh, yes.
1971.
And it was like purely text-based.
Yeah, my father played the Oregon Trail in college. What the fuck? At trade school, he was learning cabinets. Why was he playing Oregon Trail?
So, this is one of those games that I feel like everybody has played at some point, because at least in our age range, everyone
Not
has
Oregon
played
Trail 2, motherfucker. What are you talking about?
Every Oregon Trail game is basically the same. The point that I'm getting at is
That's a 2.
I imagine setting up the Oregon Trail series kind of like the Hangover movies, like Oregon Trail 1, you take the Oregon Trail, but Oregon Trail 2, you're in Thailand this time, then Oregon Trail 3, you're back in Oregon again.
That's what's so funny about the idea, the very idea of the Oregon Trail too. It's like, well, wait, what trail are they on this time? It's the Oregon Trail again.
I mean, there's more than one trail to Oregon.
Oh shit!
Not
I
based
left
on the
my
title of the
key.
first game. There's not.
Oregon Trail 2 is like, we gotta go back.
Yeah. Marty.
Yeah, and then you get to Oregon Trail 3 where you're in the Old West for some... Wait, no, that doesn't make sense.
You gotta come back with me. It's your kids. They're dying of dysentery, Marty.
You know, Oregon Trail 2 when Donald Trump kind of becomes like ruler of the town.
Yeah. God, if there was an Oregon Trail game that took place in the not too distant future of 2015, yeah, it'd be pretty crazy.
I would love to play a modern Oregon Trail where you're like navigating the airport, getting onto a plane, and
Or
then like
even a
3 hours
driving
later
game.
you're in Oregon.
I mean, honestly, a modern Oregon Trail would be kind of a hoot. Like, you'd just be spending a lot of time on freeways going through fucking, nowhere and not stopping for any good reason. But, like, yeah, it'd still be, there's edutainment to be had, man.
Instead of stopping to go hunting for food, you stop at like tourist traps.
Zaxby's.
Like, the thing is you still have to use like a covered wagon and stuff, and like cars are honking at you the whole time. You get pulled over by the police. They're like, "What are you doing? You can't do this." And
I'm Oregon trailing. Oh, right. You people.
We have a minimum speed limit. I'm sorry, my oxen can only go so fast.
Yeah, I have them at a grueling pace, officer. They're dying. What do you want from me? Oh, man.
So you can actually find versions of this game online. And
I'm sure it's freeware at this point. It came out 50 years ago.
I did actually spend some time with this because I remember playing Oregon Trail and Oregon Trail 2 because John's a stickler when I was a kid.
Yeah, get it right.
And pretty much all I remembered was like, okay, let's buy enough stuff to go hunting because that was the most like game thing in the game. And that's what I want to do.
Bullets, bullets, bullets. It was kind of like the Gungeon Trail.
Yeah. But actually going back and playing this game how it's supposed to be played, like there's a lot of challenge to this game because like you have to do resource management. You have to like get medicine when somebody gets sick. You have to raft down the Columbia River. It's like,
hell yeah.
This game's a lot more involved than I remember it being, but I also remember one single like 10th of this game.
I mean, I have vivid memories of, much of Oregon Trail. Like, you always want to pay the Indian to help you to help you float across the river. Seldom does that fail you. Never attempt to ford that river, stuff your wagon and try and like float it yourself. No, it's all going to go wrong.
My primary memory of Oregon Trail
the main crux of it for me when I was a kid was you knew someone was going to die. And what you want to do is come up with a really silly tombstone for him.
Here
that's
lies
always the entire point.
Here lies penis.
Yeah, no, I mean, no, you didn't. You were in school, Johnny. You'd get suspended if you named your character Penis in the Oregon Trail.
Here lies
like,
phallus.
Did you spell Phyllis wrong? Yes, Miss Phyllis. But the humor level in play in elementary school was basically if someone died, you put on their tombstone sausage and pepperoni. That's the rules. We were nothing if not marketed to at that time.
My primary memory of Oregon Trail was playing that hunting game and being told at the end, like using all my bullets and finding out that I've shot about 3,000 pounds worth of meat, but I can only put about 200 on the cart. Like, oh no!
There really needed to be a more sobering lesson for when you're doing that hunting game. Like, I killed 8 buffalo. It's like, all right, you killed 16,000 pounds of meat. You can keep 200. Like, huh? Can I buy another wagon for all my meat? This doesn't feel right. Wait a minute.
I ask myself that question every day.
Is this because I'm white? You're not going to let me use the whole buffalo? This is fucked up, man. Like, I want all of the buffalo meat. Load it up. But No. They just make you leave it there in the middle of the plains. Fucking Chimney Rock's right over there, just surrounded by buffalo carcasses with a couple little fillets taken out. Yeah, it's fucked up, man. If there was a native that came by and cried after that, I wouldn't have been surprised. Oh, God. Now, Johnny, were you talking the old hunting game before, like, a mouse became a standard piece of equipment for a computer? Like, we had to do it with the keyboard, or are you talking like the more 90s Apple version where you actually got to click and shoot things?
Oh, I'm talking with the keyboard.
Jesus Christ, we're old.
I was gonna say there were two versions. It was in the original where you saw your dude in the middle of the screen and could like move and point and shoot. I think it was actually Oregon Trail 2 where you got like a first person POV and the mouse was your reticle.
That was just an updated version of Oregon Trail, David. Again, no one has played Oregon Trail 2.
That's what Oregon Trail 2 is.
Nope. No. This is a sequel. It's a continuation of the story. Yeah, you're thinking of just the Oregon Trail 3rd version or whatever you're talking about.
To continuing the Oregon Trail out into the Pacific.
Keep going, guys.
Next stop, Hawaii.
Oregon Trail 2, Manifest Destiny, baby.
God, could you imagine an Oregon Trail story that continues on, but you go through Alaska, through the Bering Straits, and now you're exploring Siberia?
Cross the land bridge into Russia. Fuck yeah.
Oregon Trail Shanghai.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Nah, it's funny, David. I thought you picked this because you had more specific stuff about Oregon Trail 2. I'm trying to think. It might be, there was a time when Game That Tune and GTT Radio were on Twitch that I was watching a lot more Twitch content. I was trying to interact with people and streamers and market ourselves. Not really market, but I connect with people. And I'd have some nice interactions with people. I think my most pathetic watch on Twitch was someone playing Oregon Trail 2. It's simply not engaging to watch someone play this game. And yet, like, at some point after like a night of Game That Tune, I was on the couch, having a drink, and I'm like, well, I can't resist that. That's a good-looking woman playing Oregon Trail 2 for some reason. Fine, I'm game. And yeah, man, the things that site would convince you were worth watching. Things like Game That Tune.
Stay tuned after the show. We're going to do a takeover of GTT Radio and stream Oregon Trail 2.
Man, we haven't done a Twitch raid in a while, guys. You think we can find somebody right now streaming Oregon Trail 2? Do you think it's the same woman I saw 3 years ago?
See, the funny thing is, you say like it's not very interesting, but they made conscious efforts in Oregon Trail 2. Anytime there was an event or something happened, like there was a sickness, you were presented with a choice. So this game is much more interactive and video gamey than the original Oregon Trail.
Yes, which does not make it an engaging game to watch another person play on an internet streaming service. Yeah, I'm not saying it. It's like I'm not trying to yuck anybody's yum, because I watched that shit for a couple hours, but it's like, man, looking back, why did I watch someone play this? And then I realized it did kind of harken back to back in the day of being at in elementary school, and there only being a limited number of computers. Sometimes you just kind of looked over somebody's shoulder while they were doing something. You guys all had a laugh at Oregon Trail when the wagon tipped over and you lost all your oxen, It reminded me of a younger time, a simpler time, when we didn't all just have unlimited screens and the greatest games possible. It's like, I'm going to have to get my entertainment a different way. Watching my friends in 5th grade fail at the Oregon Trail. Oh, man. Guys, we're quite old.
Here lies your sister, Phyllis.
Put her in your mouth. You never took your sister on the Oregon Trail with you, Johnny. Wait a minute, what?
I don't remember what feeling.
It was always you and a spouse and your kids. Your kids are the ones that died, Johnny.
Oh, damn it!
See, I remember that was always my favorite part of Oregon Trail was
all the dead kids.
Well, naming the family after like your friends and then laughing like, "Hey, Jesse, you died of dysentery!" Ha!
That's true. Yeah, and then putting sausage and pepperoni on their tombstone.
Well, yeah, you gotta.
Yeah. God.
And don't
Basic.
forget the green peppers.
Okay. Yeah. City boy here. Yeah, man, David. What a pick. I can't wait to download and listen to this soundtrack and edit this episode and put this soundtrack on GTT Radio. We really need a nice PC rendition of old Susanna and all these other songs. Like,
I looked through the soundtrack. There's maybe a dozen original songs, and then the rest are just PC quality version of like folk music, like
yeah,
old 1860s folk songs.
Going to take its place right next to Where the World is Carmen San Diego, and the thing that everybody requests for a couple of days and then mercifully forgets we have on the radio. Good times, man. Great times. We'll be coming around that mountain, baby, and we'll all be coming. Don't you cry for me, old Susanna.
Game 5.
Oregon Trail 2. Oh, hell. Oregon Trail 1971.
Oregon Trail 2099.
Cyberpunk Trail.
God, could you imagine Steampunk Oregon Trail where you're going to Oregon via airship?
That sounds rad.
How did you sink this in the river?
There's somebody streaming Oregon Trail. We need to rate them. Jesse, you're on mute.
Jesse, you're on mute.
Sorry.
Jesse. Jesse,
Yes,
you're on mute, man.
you're on mute.
Until you turn your microphone back on, I'm going to play this woman play an Oregon Trail.
It's time to trade one more. He wants an ox, he'll give me one set of clothing. No.
I don't know. Can we go back to like Jesse opening his mouth a bunch for that Jesse ASMR?
Want 67 pounds of food. Not a chance. Wants 100 bullets, he'll trade you 50 pounds of
Okay.
food.
Okay, so in this game you are in a covered wagon heading. No, it's no. So this is a very historical game, and however, it did get one thing wrong, maybe a couple things, but one of the more glaring errors is the town of how do you pronounce this? Bad Abeling would not have been given that name until the late 19th century. During the time period that this game supposedly takes place, the town would have simply just been called Abeling. All right, gentlemen. Let's see ye olden answers. Morgan. All right, Johnny says Morgan Trail, the
Sequel.
the sequel to Oregon Trail 2. Okay, that's not correct. What is it? Oh. John says Baden Bing or Baden Bling.
Bada bling, baby.
Bada Bling. No, that's not it. And David says Train Crash Simulator. That's also incorrect. This is Pentiment. Yes, this is. Go ahead, David.
I was going to say, I just want everyone to know, if you Google Bad Abeling, you'll find that there was a severe train crash in like 2016.
That's fascinating. This takes place way before that. This game, it came out last year. It's made by Obsidian, the people who made like Fallout New Vegas and a bunch of other crazy RPGs. And this game, it looks just like one of those old European paintings. What do you call it? It's a very specific type of art.
Like Renaissance art?
Yes. Like it looks like something you would see like in a church or something back in the day. It's very cool. And it's basically like you play an artist that is going to this little monastery, and you're supposed to like help create this work of art and whatnot. And while you're there, you like get friends with all the people and the stuff, and people that live there and the church folk, and you hassle the nuns because they won't let you read certain books in their library, and but go ahead.
So it's kind of, at least visually, like medieval Cuphead.
Yeah, there you go. And
Interesting.
there is this fun little quest where one of the nuns needs you to return some of the books that the other scribes have been checking out. And one of the nuns like walks you, like talks about how much sin is in all these books and stuff, and like it like shows like art from those books, and then like your little characters show up, like the nun shows up in the book, and then you show up in the book, and the animation is really cool. One of the things that's really interesting how the game is whenever people are talking, like their text bubble is always like different, um based on, I guess, like their level of education or like where they're brought up. So like you talk to somebody and like their sketch their speech bubble gets like filled in with like cursive writing that's like, someone wrote on hand. But when you talk to like one of the scribes, it looks like it looks like what is it, like the printing press, like, or like calligraphy, or like and sometimes words will get misspelled and then they get like erased and redone and stuff. It's very cool how they do it, like
Interesting. It looks super cool.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
art
it's real neat.
style's kind of next level. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this is amazing. I'm a huge fan of like Renaissance memes.
Yeah.
I appreciate this style of art of like kind of shitty, but like,
They were trying.
yeah, it's the best they could do. And so one of my favorite things about Renaissance art is you'll occasionally have somebody draw a cat, and they've clearly never seen a cat in their lives. Like, do they have that kind of weirdness going on? Like,
Oh my, yes. So one of my favorite things is like someone will say something, and if it's something important to the story, it'll get like highlighted, and then you can like press like the select button or whatever, and it'll pull back, and suddenly you're inside of a book. And there's like a pointer that looks like a really long finger, like it's like a Monty Python-esque finger, I would say. And then it'll lead to like either like a description of that thing, or if it's someone you met, it'll just show a person. But there's also a lot of like fun art on the sides around it. Like there was this one picture, it was like a cat with like a like some kind of like vase, like wrapped around the cat, and fire was coming out of the back of the vase, like basically like a cat on a jetpack, but a Renaissance jetpack.
amazing.
There's like, yeah,
This
it's
sounds amazing.
it is like looking at this game is just an absolute delight. Like, yeah, you're gonna read a lot. There's gonna be some like weird murder mystery stuff, but like everything else, like these people, Obsidian, just knocked it out of the park. And this game is on Game Pass, and the people at Obsidian were very clear. They said we could not have made a game like this without Game Pass, because like your typical gamer is going to see this and be like, this doesn't look like a shooty stabby video game, like what the fuck. But it being on Game Pass, someone's going to be like, I'll check this out, and you know be like, whoa, these games with words in them are kind of fun. Ha, ha, ha.
I mean, that is a good argument in like Game Pass's favor. It's a place to put completely unmarketable games. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
there's
really have a follow up for that. Everybody just
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
it's fun.
I feel like that's the first time on the show of hearing somebody be like, "Yeah, Game Pass made this possible."
I think Obsidian's owned by Microsoft.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Oh.
Like, but like if they were just Obsidian out there, they'd just be like, okay, we just got to keep making our big RPG games. Because
Nobody
that's
would
the
ever
only
pay
thing.
us to develop some weird
Yeah,
medieval illustration game. or would they?
Yeah.
You know, I couldn't possibly take these fajitas out of the fridge and slap a little mayonnaise on them.
Oh, that's spicy.
Or could I?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Now who's
That's
bringing
what it
up mayonnaise?
You know, fuck it. I'm just saying, you know, Obsidian is the delicious fajitas and Microsoft's the mayonnaise. And together they turned nothing into something.
We get Pentiment.
Yeah. Here we are.
Well, wait, but the fajitas were already fajitas. They weren't nothing.
Yes, they were already delicious, but they were unmarketable, Johnny.
Obsidian was still a good company. You know?
Yeah, so they make great fajitas.
Have you played
But-
Fallout New Vegas?
Mm-hmm. Hot sizzling meat.
I have not.
Oh,
You should. It's great. It's it sizzles. But yeah, no, I think it's an apt analogy. You know, David, fuck you. But I like the clarification. You know, you said, "Oh, this game looks like Renaissance art." So I googled it, expecting to see like beautiful, like Renaissance art, and then Kerrigan, thankfully in the chat, put a Steam description in there. It says, "Step into a living illustrated world in a time when Europe is in a crossroads of great religious and political change." That's what this art style is. It's like illustrations from medieval books and things of the time.
yeah, that's what
I like it because at first I was like, wow, that's gonna be fucking Renaissance art, the game, picturing some fucking really nice looking painted stylized art. Oh wait, no. This is all how people in the 1400s drew people. It looks like shit, but it looks of that time, and I like it. I like it a lot. I like Johnny again asking about they have things where clearly people didn't know what they were illustrating. Yes, good. That's a selling point in favor of the game.
Just paint me on top of a horse. You know what a horse looks like? Oh, of course I do. Just like a perfectly round ball with four legs sticking out.
I got this. Fake till you make it, baby. It's the motto of the Middle Ages. But yeah, no, man, what a cool looking game. And so also, is all of the dialogue is it in ye olde English font?
Well, the font, yeah, like I said, it changes based on the person.
Right. I'm sorry. Yeah, I forgot you mentioned the calligraphy thing. But
So,
is the default setting ye old English font?
I mean, and they do have accessibility options, because I have had to squint a little bit because sometimes that calligraphy that's super detailed, I'm like, that I don't. What letter is that? Is that a D or a G or I don't. Jeez. So you can turn it off. I keep it on because I think it's kind of fun. There's one part in the game where this Duke or whatever, he's talking down to you, kind of he's and so his speech is a certain way, but then when he figures out that your character is kind of educated, he's like, oh, and then his text completely changes, and it's a really neat thing to if you're going to be reading a game a bunch, to have the text be something to look forward to, oh, how's this guy going to talk, or sometimes there's this one guy who talks really slow, so he writes everything out and then he'll have misspelled a word, so then the word gets erased and then fixed, and I don't know, it's clever, and there's little puzzles and stuff, and
I like it. I like it a lot, man.
It's a neat experience, and if you like murder mysteries and stuff, it's cool. They talk about God a lot. That's kind of weird, but
not in the Middle Ages. It's not.
That was
it's for a Middle Ages game. No, that's pretty on par.
That was the
what
style.
Would you have to talk about?
I don't know.
Rats,
goats.
God, this bubonic plague, huh? I don't know.
God damn.
Oh, it's not real. It's not a real plague.
Yeah. You can inoculate yourself. Nope, fake news.
How come that woman with the cat isn't sick? Because she's a witch.
Oh, man. Those were the days, the Middle Ages.
Yeah.
Back in the day when we really believed in plagues.
Guys, we were
Love
born
having-
in the wrong generation.
Yep.
Yep.
Damn.
I really miss having those wine cooler chats.
Mm-hmm. Man. Yeah, gather around the stockades and just, chat it up a little bit before one of us gets beheaded. Those are the days, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just picturing us in like a King of the Hill situation, but it's all of us in stockades about to be like executed. That's our life in the Middle Ages, baby.
Or
What's
it's
the
just
crime?
like
You decide.
3 of us standing in front of a fence, and then the 4th is just a head on a pike.
Yeah. Tell you what.
Tell you what, I thought John was pretty cool before, but head on a bike, John is kind of awesome.
They put his head on the dang old pike. Man. Yeah.
Spanish Inquisition. I'll tell you what.
So this game, obviously, there's no way it comes out not on Game Pass then, right? Like if it's an Obsidian joint that's like co-funded by Microsoft, like you got to get Game Pass to play this.
Yeah, well, it's also on Windows. You can get on Windows.
Oh, word. Okay, never mind. So,
So-
yeah, cool.
You can get on Steam.
Steamy, right?
So.
Gotta appreciate the Steam. Cool, man. What a fucking interesting game. Now, so that's the question I was trying to get back to. I'm sorry. So, is there actually a lot of reading, or is it difficult to read it because of the fonts?
No, that can vary depending on your eyesight and stuff.
Right. I
but,
deal with that in games with normal fonts.
Okay. I haven't had that big of a deal. Like I can figure it out based on like context and stuff. So it's not that big of a deal. I just kind of noticed that a couple letters are a little tricky when the scribes are talking in their fancy talk.
Yeah, they had flowery fucking letters back then, man.
Yeah,
God, can you imagine if you went back to the Middle Ages and just introduced them to like fucking Helvetica?
Yeah.
Blow their goddamn
No.
minds. They'd be like, oh, I understand everything now. We're exiting the Dark Ages. That was easy.
Can you
I
imagine?
bet they'd really dig the cool S.
I worry though that like, you'd go back there and be like, all right, hi, Middle Ages, pick a font. They'd all choose Comic Sans, wouldn't they?
Wingdings.
They would just be drawn to wingdings because it'd be like, oh, that's like the ancient Egyptians. We never understood their bird pictures, but I like this thing where you can press the letter M and it draws an airplane. I'll take that font.
I love the fact
No,
too,
you
that
idiot.
you just address the entirety of Western civilization in a period of like 300 years with, all right, Middle Ages.
Yeah, guys, I'm here. We need to get a font agreement here. Hello.
What I like more is that you make the Middle Ages talk like a 1940s movie. Hey, I really like this wingding font. Wow, that's swell.
I was talking to the delegate from the fucking Middle Ages. Like the Middle Ages had to select one person to choose fonts for this upcoming project.
Clearly, it was the person from the 1440s.
Yes.
God, though, I'm imagining. What if we never stopped with the super ornate things? Like, what if you're in elementary school and you're writing a paper and you get docked for not being ornate enough?
Right. Yeah, I'm sorry you didn't ink your quill enough. It's
If I had a nickel.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but this drawing of a cat looks too much like a cat.
right. Yeah.
It's
Go to
obvious you've
principal's
seen.
office.
It's obvious you've seen a cat.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Draw something you haven't seen, please.
I'm not gonna take that bait.
It was on the tip of my tongue. It's like, no.
Yeah. we didn't clarify what grade we were talking about. I didn't want
Yeah.
to say it. So anyway, yeah, everybody knows how to draw that now. And Jesse, cool pick, man. Anything else
Thank
on? Do you still need to shout out a Game Pass, Sugar Daddy?
I probably should because Muddle Madness is keeping me warm at night with his sweet Game Pass dollars.
It's a good perk, man. Muddle's got it on lockdown, but as soon as they decide to cancel their patronage, you should jump in and become Jesse's Game Pass daddy. Jesse loves thanking people. You know, we should probably just unlock it. We should probably just make it anybody that pledges 16 instead of 15 gets to get shouted out by Jesse.
I'll do it.
That's how you drive dollars, boys. You want one more dollar? you get Jesse to compliment them.
Game Pass daddy polyamory.
Hey, that sounds good to me.
You know, Jesse's all about that Game Pass lifestyle, baby. So yeah, Jesse, we'll see you at the Game Pass glory hole, and
got my pineapple in my shopping cart, ready to go.
Johnny, let's hit that polyamorous computer, man.
Calculating computer activated. Computers. Beeps.
Space.
Boops. Scoring complete. This game's winner is David Fleming.
What?
Hey.
Congratulations, David. Great win. I don't know why it couldn't be me, but I'm glad it was you.
It was a well-deserved win.
Sure it was. Whatever it takes, man. I'm happy for you. What a win it was. What an epic episode it was. You know, David, our oldest and most verbose member of Game That Tune. Congratulations. You've done it. You've won this episode.
Trying to figure out if you were insulting me or not.
I mean, you're intelligent and wordy enough, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. So
You know.
yeah. You know what I'm saying, David. So go ahead, man. You know, use the big brain in there, that vocab brain. You know, use all the big words and tell us the theme for next week's episode, you old fuck.
David want theme B.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, tell me without using the letter
What
E.
bumble?
Using the letter E.
Without using the letter E. Okay. All right. For next episode.
You should pick my show.
Song.
Thought.
Yeah.
So I was kind of inspired with my choice of game. I was thinking about, you know, older games that I enjoyed in my childhood. So I think the theme should be games on the NES. And because we're doing that weird double thing, alternatively, games with horses.
Why do horses remind you of your childhood?
I was thinking about, you know, Oregon Trail, the Old West, riding on horses.
Oxen.
David
Yeah,
famous...
I know oxen pulled the carts, but like in the 1840s, you had people riding horses.
David...
Not according to the Oregon Trail, David.
No, so the reason horses remind David of his childhood is David famously was a horse girl back in the day. David had a horse that he would go ride every week.
It was his friend Flicka. I like to think that David spent the Oregon Trail game shooting horses and eating their meat.
Yeah, but I could only take 200 pounds of it, so most of it was a waste.
Horses remind David of his childhood because of that elementary school trip to the glue factory. Don't you guys remember that?
God, guys, living in Florida, really. Yeah, it's tough for people to understand. Oh man. But yeah, so you know, a lot of horseplay going on in our childhoods, and that's what reminds David of being a youth. NES games and horseplay. So wow, David, what a theme. That was What an unexpected combination of things coming together to make a theme. So NES games and games with horses.
No,
I mean, have those not been our themes for the past several episodes?
Yeah.
Just unexpected combinations of things.
yeah, John, you declaring this an an unexpected combination. I have to say nay to that. All right, David famously.
God, you're not even playing the sound for yourself. You failure of a soundboard operator. Jesus. Yeah, well done, Johnny. You did it. You
Wait, I thought
well
David won.
No, I would say well done, Donnie. Well done,
Donnie.
Donnie.
Well done, Donnie.
I'm Donnie now.
We gotta get out of here, guys. Pull up,
Well
pull
done,
up.
Donnie. And y'all want to give me shit about slurring. Okay.
John,
I'm
can
not
you
slurring,
change,
man. I'm just getting mixed up, baby.
John, can you change my name as scorekeeper to
Yeah.
Donnie to John Donnie?
Oh man, I like mine. Donnie Well John, thank you. Shit. But yeah, so
Damn it, Donnie, shut the fuck up.
you've done well with that theme, and David has done well to saddle us with that theme.
Oh,
And, hey, look, I get the sound. See, that's why you play the sound. It snaps you out of saying things like, well, John Donnie. Great show coming up next week, guys. And what a great show it's been this week. Jesus Christ. It was one for the ages, and we want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you, everybody watching live with us. We are live every Wednesday night. We are on Twitch. We are on YouTube. We are on Facebook. Search for Game That Tune. We love you guys joining us live. Thank you to everybody listening in podcast form. Our podcasts come out Tuesday mornings. They're at gamethattune.com or anywhere that you get your podcasts. We love you guys rating, reviewing, subscribing, and doing all the podcast things for us, for Game That Tune. Want to thank everybody checking out Patreon, patreon.com/GameThatTune. It's the whole home for awesome exclusives. We've got Game That Tune gems. We've got Game That Tune mixtapes. We've got Game That Tune movie nights. We got to say more things with our name attached to them, guys. We got to brand these things. You help us keep the lights on at our 24/7 video game music live stream at Game That Tune Radio, radio.gamethattune.com, gtt.rocks, if you will, the home for video game music on the internet. Just a great thing that we do thanks to our patrons there at patreon.com/GameThatTune. Want to give a special shout out, of course, to our absurd fans on Patreon. I'm talking about Lance Revere, Damian Beckles, Daniel Perky, Taylor Y, Sam L, Grimmery, Phoenix Tier 2121, Beast Pond, and the Kerrigan, a fantastic group of Patreon absurd fans. Join us on Patreon for shout outs and more. Want to give a special thanks again to our requester. The request was, Jesse, remind me.
It was Kerrigan in the Discord.
Yes, Kerrigan made their request via our Discord, but they also, kind of bluffed that request up with a write-up on GameThatTune.club, our social media server on the Fediverse. If you ever wanted to ditch Twitter like we all did 4 months ago, you can still do it. You can join GameThatTune.club. It's the, I guess we're a little less popular than Twitter. We're less used. But it's not out of the question that we surpass Twitter at some point here in the not too distant future. We're coming for you, and more importantly, we're there for you, the video game music fan that likes their own social media thing. Join us, GameThatTune.club. We love hearing from you guys there. And that's gonna do it, guys. David has bonus tunes, and David's gonna tell us what they are.
I certainly do. We are closing out with one of my favorite games where you can ride a horse based on a series that started on the NES and was, as I recall, sadly knocked out of Game That Tune March Madness. This is the Hyrule Field theme from Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess.
Mm-hmm. Not the best representative for the Legend of Zelda for our March Madness tournament, but still a great game in our hearts. We love you, Link, and we love you guys for listening. Peace out, everybody. Enter the Gungeon is copyright 2016, Devolver Digital. Chi-Chi's Pro Challenge Golf is copyright 1993, Virgin Games. Iconfell is copyright 2020, Happy Ray Games and Humble Games. Oregon Trail 2 is copyright 1995, The Learning Company. Pentiment is copyright 2022, Obsidian Games.
Before I set us out, can we name this week's episode Well Done, Dottie?
Yes, we can. If you give everybody a taste of what would have been my bonus tunes, man, hit it.
Welcome to Lee Carvalho's Putting Challenge. I am Carvalho. You have chosen a 3-wood. May I suggest a putter? 3-wood. Now enter the force of your swing. You have entered our drive. You have entered our drive. You have entered our drive. Now enter the force of your swing. You have entered our drive.
Shit.
You have entered our drive. I suggest another touch. You have entered our
All right, now